went hunting, just me, my hound, and my gun. Chasing them deer, rabbit, and squirrel, now that's my kind of fun. I like going fishing too, I'll go on any whim, looking for the big bass, the crappie, and the brim. Just give me a wide open field to walk through. Give me an ocean so deep. I want to ride the longest river in the world, or maybe climb the highest mountain peak. Like going down to the fishing hole, my buddies and me and my old cane pole. Bait them hooks and wet them lines, it's the life I love so fine. It's almost supper time, you'd think the world was mine.
And now for today's outdoor adventure, here's Archie Phillips.
Well, Alan, it looks like the water's a little clear for this dive here. You know, we've had some good days and bad days down here, and we're on a natural reef. We're with Russ Rhodes out of Bottom Time 2 out of Destin, Florida here.
We dropped down on a little natural reef here. It looks pretty good.
A lot of natural reefs in and around that Destin area, aren't there?
Yeah. There's a big sea turtle we swim right up on.
Now, them remores that's above it there, they hang around them old sea turtles and the rays and all that kind of stuff, don't
Yeah.
they? And we got, let's see, there's a lane. You got a little problem here because you don't know which gun to take, do you?
Yeah, we hadn't decided which is big fish or little fish down here yet.
And that's always a problem unless you've been there. Now, you're gone with a little gun, hadn't you?
Yeah, we're going to shoot a few of these snappers.
And these are, you just have to cruise these reefs and look around now. There's some of the real gorgeous reefs in this area, and of course bottom fishing boats fish all this area too, and so that it gets.
We plugging them snappers up.
Oh yeah, yes sir. Now you got your black snappers, and a lot of times you'll find them schooled up and find one little wad. You can sit there and kind of work on them till you get you a good bag of fish right there, and that one there, we're gonna put him in the bag. Now what we got going there? Oh,
I see an amberjack. We had to get the big gun back out.
What was he just laying across that reef there?
Yeah,
Alan?
just a little single one by himself out there. Well, he's not a little one, but he was alone.
Yeah, he just come breezing by there, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Amberjack there. Now there again is that shot you're shooting for that joint, right where the backbone and the head come together. Now he's almost a graveyard shot, wasn't he?
Yeah, I believe he is.
Yeah, he ain't even hardly moving, Alan. He is limp. And there's your detachable head. That's what makes it happen right there.
Yeah, we got to run that back through to get him off.
I noticed you had your light with you. Do you always carry your light when you're on a reef?
Yeah, we like to look up under them holes, see if we can see any lobsters.
Oh, there's a big one right there. Look.
Oh, that's a nice amberjack.
Yes, sir. That was a fine one right there. And he's heading for the this is one of our favorite diving places for amberjack. We're back over on the LST that we dove quite a bit this summer, hadn't we, Alan?
Yeah, we've hit this several times, and it's always paid off for big amberjack.
And the thing about it is, they just, you know, even though there may be a lot on there, after you shoot one or two, they get spooky-fied and they get gone anyway. So that's about all the shooting you're gonna get in it.
That was a big one.
Yeah, boy, what a fine fish! I'm telling you now.
That's where that JBL Magnum come in handy, Archie.
Yeah, you're gonna just sack him right on up, huh?
Right, if he'll go in the sack.
Yeah, that sack's what, 6 foot long?
It's almost 6 foot, and that fish there's probably gonna be close to filling it up.
Oh yeah. What will a fish like that weigh, Adam?
That can probably go 50 to 60 pounds easy.
Now that key, and also, Alan, when you bag them like that, it keeps them from beating you to death, don't it?
Oh yeah. They don't do any fighting hard in that sack.
That's what I'm saying. You can go and get what you got to get done. There's a ramp that lays right down from this LST, and there you see there's a big amberjack. Oh, another.
Got another one, yeah.
You're gonna bring him in the front door, aren't you, Alan?
Yeah, we'll just drag him in.
Oh yeah, right up the ramp. Y'all folks look at that. That's what I call a perfect landing right there.
We invited him in.
Yeah, right on in this old. And of course the color, that's the blood that's coming out of there. It's green down there because of the light filtered out. I used to couldn't understand what in the world all that green stuff was in there, but that's the blood whenever you spear one of them, and it turns green down
Yours
there.
is green too if you cut your hand.
Oh yeah, I cut my hand one time and I saw all that green stuff coming out of me. I thought I done turned into a Martian. I couldn't figure out what happened. Now that detachable head there, Alan, it just has a little O-ring that holds it in place, doesn't it?
Right. It comes off after it goes through the fish, so he can't pull back off.
I see. Look at all them minnows out there trying to eat the goodies up off that fish right there.
We got them stirred up.
Now, in the excitement of all this diving, we want to always check our air pressure and our
Bottom
computer.
time, yeah.
Yeah, we've got we get excited shooting these fish, and with our dive computer there, we can tell how many minutes we got, and from experience, you will know that about how many more fish you could take before you run out of bottom time. You kind of pace yourself, can't you?
Right. We kind of spread it out and just watch everything close.
That's our gorgeous bottom on that thing. Those old landing crafts, I wish we had about 100 of them things dumped out there.
I'd like to see some more of them out there.
Look at that old wreck, just full of fish, just absolutely full of fish. And we're with Russ Rhodes on this dive here on the bottom time 2, and we've got we're going down on another one here. I don't know exactly where. Oh yeah, we're in these Amberjacks again. Good shot there.
Fell off in a school of them, yeah.
Oh man, and there was a lot of them in that school too, Adam.
Oh yes, Russell puts us on some fish.
Oh yeah, just look at them in there. Now you always take though. You try to get just as close as you can get before you pull that trigger, don't you?
Right. We want a good broadside shot and just shoot them in the head.
Yeah, and then just that way you. Now this one right here, he's got a lot left in him, and he's still green in there.
Yeah, that is.
And so we're staying above now. Tell the folks why you do that.
Well, this one was on the way down. Plus, we don't use up all our bottom time. The more we can stay off the bottom, the more time we'll have to stay in the water.
And off to the right there is the object that brought all those fish in, and it's a garbage truck.
That's an old garbage truck, yeah.
Now the people on the Gulf Coast down there have found out years ago a wreck is oh, you got another good hit.
Lane shot that one.
That was Lane, yeah. That's Lane Johnson.
That's his first Amberjack.
And they put these wreckage, all kind of wrecks out there on the bottom. This was an old garbage truck, and it was full of fish out here. Now, it's kind of a private reef. A lot of people don't know about it, but the thing about it is people will find them. They run their depth recorders. As soon as they see a show of fish, they don't usually see the wreck. They see the fish that's over the wreck.
Right.
And then they can pinpoint the wreck. But Lane got his Amberjack right there, and he's fixed to get it. He's going to cut his out, and he's going to go about a little bit different.
I think he's going to kill
Look
him.
at the snappers. Just look at the snappers all over the bottom.
It's covered with snappers.
They just come everywhere.
There's the garbage truck.
There it is, 100 foot of water, and it is a gorgeous dive site. Now, what have you done right there?
Let me see what I have shot. Oh, I've shot a flounder.
I got a flounder there.
Yeah.
Look at the
no,
snappers.
That's Lane shot
That
him.
Lane got he done got him another one there.
Yeah.
He's doing good down there. Some snappers, they must, when you shoot something, they must smell that or smell that blood or something.
We got snappers stirred up everywhere.
Oh yeah, and there's the front end and where the cab was, and there's the back end of it. And you just look, everywhere you look, there's snappers coming in on both sides and around it. I looked up under it. I didn't have time to look up under it too good because there were too many of them laying around the edge of it.
I didn't either. I was too busy shooting snappers.
Yeah, and but anything you put out there, old tires make good ones, cars, just any kind of old debris, but you got to clean it now. If you leave a lot of oil on it, they fish won't go to it. They will just simply won't come to it. So you got to clean them up real good with steam clean them or gunk them or do something to get them. Now, Alan's playing garbage man right there. He said, come on back, and he's backing me up there. But that corner that he's standing is full of fish. I'm talking about they're everywhere. And we got another Amberjack coming in there. You know, Lane done that while I wasn't even looking.
Yeah.
You see that he's getting deadly on them things down there. And it's had just the best combination of fish. There you go with another Amberjack. Yeah.
We got a pile of fish off this dive.
Yeah, it was just they were just there. And see the snappers, they hadn't gone anywhere. They're still just sitting there. Just we're shooting the big JBL guns. We're not even putting the little guns on, as long as the Amberjacks are there that we can hunt. And these fish are not too. I don't think they've been shot at much. Do you, Alan?
No, they don't seem like they've been dove hardly at all on this spot.
Yeah, they seem like they're still waiting on us to come on in there and pick off a few more. But they will get spooky though after you've been there a while. They'll spook. Well, Alan, now we're getting on the tail end of this garbage truck. Oh, deadly shot. So you just switched down to a smaller gun, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll get my little pneumatic gun out and shoot a few of these snappers while we're down there.
Now, I want to tell the folks on small guns, there's 2 or 3 ways to go. Pneumatic gun is one. I particularly like the little JBL double banded guns. Now,
they're real good too.
Yeah, real small ones, and then they got a one step above it, and then they got one that falls kind of in the medium range. Now, what we fix and do right here, you need probably not the very smallest one, but the next step up.
About a medium size gun.
About a medium gun, because you need enough penetration to go. These fish are, I'd say, under 10 pounds is what we're mostly going to be shooting at. I want you just to look at the snappers gathered up, just waiting on you to shoot them at.
They're everywhere.
I mean, you know.
We couldn't take all that's down there.
Now, if you could take these with your bigger gun, but it'd take you too long to load it.
It would lose too much time loading. That's the only reason I didn't use
110 foot down there now?
Yeah.
We don't have much bottom time, so your gun loading and efficiency is extremely important. Extremely important. So if you fool around loading and oh, that's a good shot there, Alan. Loading and unloading, you're going to waste a lot of your bottom time. Then you got to go on up. You can't come back down until your computer tells you what the your amount of topside time is. You can't rush that. If you do, you'll get the bends.
Right.
Now, Alan, there's still some big ones on the back side of that. Now, that's a good shot. That's a goofy shot. See that crazy fish?
Yep.
Now, you thought that fish had escaped, but tell them what happened to your gun.
Well, it kind of stunned him. Well, the gun was on half power. It's got a half power notch on it, and it was on low power, so it just didn't penetrate the fish. But he swims over to the side.
They're everywhere.
I've got to go shoot that one again.
Yeah, we're going to have to reroute him one time. You're going to have to let him settle down before you do it, though, Alan. He's getting in range now.
Chase him.
There you go.
We got him now.
We got him now. There you go. But now those are good pan size. They're your length on up there. That's a little, I believe it's a lane snapper. It may have been a regular one. I can't tell from the colors that deep, but I believe it's a little lane snapper. It may be just a regular one. It's got a spot on his head. Some of them might have a spot up there. And this is one of Russ Rhodes' private little spots. It's just an old fiberglass boat, isn't it?
Fishing boat, yeah.
They just carry all kind of junk, and if you want your own good places, you got to go out there and put them up yourself.
Yeah, Russell made this one himself.
Yeah, just load it up with all kind of stuff. You pluck the snapper right off of it.
Snapper there, yeah.
And these little old spots, amazing enough. I mean, it's full of amberjack on the top side of this thing. It just loaded with amberjack.
A lot of triggerfish on this dive too.
Yeah, it don't take much of a piece of a wreck to draw them in, but as y'all can see right there's a little bank sea bass. A lot of people call them squirrel fish. Always a lot of your little old ruby lip grunts. Here's this F-84 that Russell carried us to, and this one was probably not a wreck. This one was probably just carried out there by the Air Force. People go over a lot of times and buy that salvage stuff. There's a nurse shark right up under the wing right there.
He's just laying up under it.
Yeah, just laying there. And these old airplanes make gorgeous spots. The wings laying out there like they are, and there's the cockpit. It just brings every kind of fish from everywhere onto there. And looks like they enjoying that cockpit pretty good too.
Looks like it.
Look, you snuck one in over there while I wasn't looking at it.
Yeah, I think there's 2 or 3 good-sized snappers on this dive.
Now this one right here laying on the ground, you plucked him out there up in the fuselage, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
And he run under your legs, pulled out, and went out there and just dropped dead under 20 feet.
Just fell off right by my feet, yeah.
Here's a gorgeous sight. These queen angel fish are just nice. You see all the growth that's got on the wings of this airplane and on the back side there.
There's Archie riding in the airplane.
Riding in the cockpit there, getting that thing going down the road there. And it's kind of eerie. You go off down there and you drop in and you see all that. Now here is the ugliest fish that ever swims. I want y'all to look at that. See if that looks like any of y'all's mother-in-law. See right there, that's an oyster fish. You see him sitting right there? Just look at that ugly
Look at the
thing.
face on that thing.
Oh, he's awful. Look at them old warts around his face right there, you know. But he's well camouflaged, which a lot of these fish are. They camouflage yourself to their background, and you got to really look to find them sometimes. And of course, right up on the wing there's this section of you've got your butterfly fish, your angel fish, and they're just gorgeous. And a lot of these wrecks, even if you don't want to spearfish, just go down there, take your time, be sure you got your depth right and your safety, know you're diving. Go ahead and take your course in one of these dive shops and learn. Every one of these shops will teach you good. There's a good size snapper right there. And they'll take you out there and get you going, and then you come out here and enjoy some of this kind of fun like we've enjoyed there. There we're checking their dive
Checking
computer,
our bottom time, yeah.
making sure we're okay there. We got plenty of air, probably, but not plenty of bottom time. And so we're going to have to ease on out of there now. Coming right over here is a pretty little fish called a slippery dick fish. There he is right there. And he's kind of like a Spanish hogfish. And they're just bright yellow on the tail, and they just
akin to the parrotfish too, isn't it?
Oh, what is that coming across there?
Another red snapper.
You ain't gonna let that snapper get gone,
I hope not.
He was coming back to the wreck. He saw you. I guess you uglied him, didn't you, Alan?
I must have.
There you go. He's coming in tight now. I hope you can
I
get
think
that.
he's going to turn and make a mistake.
Now, the straight-in shots, when they come to you, what's that behind him? There's an amberjack. Oh, there he goes.
We got that snapper.
There you go. That amberjack was right there on top of it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at him following him up right there. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
I had a choice of the two.
You had a choice of the two. And there we are. There's Russ Rhodes up there on top, and Lane on the bottom time too. Had a gorgeous dive out there with them folks. There's some of our fish. Alan, I know what you're doing. You're sneaking up on that lobster, aren't you?
There's a big lobster on that rock. I see his antenna sticking out. I'm going to grab him.
Yeah, if you didn't, that rock, it probably goes way back up under there, don't it?
Yeah, if he'd have seen me, he would have backed up in there and would have never got him.
Never got him.
That's a big spiny.
Boy, and them kind of good eating, aren't you?
Yeah, that's probably 6 or 7 pounds.
Here's where you're going to get your arm bit off. Alan's got a bad habit of sticking his hand in there and monkeying with them moray eels. That
moray eel
spotted
in there,
moray
yeah.
right there. He's going to bite your finger off, Alan. If
I'm
you
just
don't
playing
quit
with
that.
him.
I know what you're doing. What would you do if you run out there and took that middle finger off right there?
I'd be without it.
You'd be without it. And what kind of these now, Alan?
That's a shovel nose. That's a big shovel nose lobster.
Is it? And this is what you're looking up under them rocks for.
Right, we shine that light up on them rocks. Always look for these lobsters.
They're upside down under there most of the time, aren't they?
Well, either way,
Yeah.
the shovel nose can be in any position.
I see. You sure? And that's another reason that bag is so handy you got in it.
Right, we fill that thing up with lobsters if we can.
Gorgeous reefs. One of the simplest reefs in the world is old car tires wired together. I want y'all to look at the sea life that's in here. You've got your butterfly fish, your trigger fish, and you got snappers all around. Just look at all the fish. You got
Triggerfish.
triggerfish. The little ones in the middle out in there are the vermilion snappers. And those tires have probably been there 10 to 15 years, and it's not that big a spot. Here we've got an automobile wreck. It's about gone. This
About
one's probably
collapsed, yeah.
it's probably been out there 7 or 8 years. But just look at the fish that's still around it. So you can take the people there at Destin and any of these folks that want to establish their own spot. There's your steering wheel. Just go out there and dump them old car bodies, and they work just as good as anything you can put out there.
Look at the fish that came to that one.
Oh yeah, just full of fish, and we got some trigger fish on there. We're gonna shoot a few of them and just get all of these things that we want. Now the vermilion snappers are a little bit too small. They would be catchable on a bottom boat, but they're a little bit too small to be spearing. But the trigger fish are gonna be fine. And we got, I think, Lane spearing some of these too in there with us. Oh boy, dead on him, right through the eyeball there. And they fillet out real good, don't they?
Big sea turtle.
Sea turtle. Now this is a Toyota truck that somebody dropped out there. Look at that over Moore sitting right up on his shell right there.
That was asleep. We didn't wake him up.
Didn't wake him up. And here's the back end of this Toyota truck. And notice the snappers and all the other fish that come in and gather around. And this one's probably not been down too long. I don't guess it's been down over maybe 2 years max. But it's also a very good place, and it's full of amberjacks. My goodness gracious. So then we left there, and we had to go in for the day, and we came back out, and we got with Rick Warland at the Fantasy Dive Shop, and he put us on this Navy tug. Now I'm sitting up on the top of the mast of this ship because I can stabilize myself. And it's not been out there long, but just look at the school of amberjacks that's around the top of this fish here. And Alan's gonna just pluck him one off right there. It's fixing to commit suicide. Oh, beautiful. That went slap through him, didn't it, Alan?
That went all the way through.
All
yeah.
the way through it. And this dive here, if you kind of stay up off of the bottom, you've got a good bit of bottom time there. And they were just amberjacks all in this wreck right here.
Weren't any big ones, but there was a lot of them.
There was a lot of them, and it, like I say, this is a young wreck. There's not real bad. Now this is an old one that's been put out there. This is the old World War II Liberty ships, and this is a Navarre Liberty ship. Rick Warland brought us on this one, and we got on it. They were up in the bow there, and this thing was wrapped up in amberjacks, and he carried us up there, and I think we just stood off the bow here and just shot them for a while.
I think we speared 7 or 8 nice amberjack off the bow.
Bring them right back to the bow. We'd get up there and take them off of the bow, and then bag them up and come on. You can see that breakaway head over the far side over there, and just you need a resting place if you can get it to go down and park your gear and get everything ready so you can take them off. So we had a great dive with both Rick Warland and Russ Rhodes out of Destin, Florida. Y'all folks give them a call down and go diving with them.
Well, fellas, we owe Russ
Big thanks.
big thanks because this place, these snappers here, up to, there was several about 6 inches longer than that one, Alan.
Yeah.
And they were all over that garbage truck down there. That old garbage truck been down there probably looked like 6, 7, 8 years. And the snappers have come back into this area. There's lots of them. There's amberjacks everywhere, as y'all folks saw. They were just all in there. And we just had an excellent dive. It looked like about 110 foot. And, we had our computers, and you want to always, you can get down there and get nervous in these things and not pay attention to your computer or your charts. But you always put safety first. Make sure you got plenty of air. Check your air, check your computer, or know about your charts when you get down there. And just get down there and have a lovely time. It's just a great spot.
It's a good spot.
Well, look, y'all folks stay tuned again next week for some more outdoors with Archie Phelps.